What's all this like, Bella? I think probably can't argue. You are certainly one of the most famous college wrestlers, the most famous, I would say, on a wide level, women's college wrestler out there. To get the sort of notoriety that you have already gotten, obviously as a young person in the sport still, what's all that been like?
Oh my, it's I mean, I don't really think about like the popularity or things like that. I think it's crazy that I'm even at the University of Iowa wrestling right now, and I'm wrestling on the world team. Like it's all like just hitting me like so fast. Like things are just happening in my life, and I'm just honestly so grateful for the opportunities I'm able to get.
Yeah, it's like you'll be like listening to like a Joe Rogan episode or something, and your name comes up somehow, and so you sort of have not paid attention to a lot of the notoriety, obviously because of not just your great accomplishments, but of course who your dad was and the legend that he was in the cage.
Oh yeah, I mean, uh, obviously, like I have my last name, gives me some props to the popularity. My dad helps a lot, so obviously I can't take all the credit. And having like my dad, like who he is, like also gives me so many opportunities, like being close to Dana or
Yeah.
um, just the people I get to meet, the opportunities that usually other 19-year-old girls don't really get to
Right.
have. So yeah, just grateful for my dad and everything that he does for me.
At the same time, it's got to add some pressure, though, right? A lot of other competitors can probably go under the radar. You have a lot of eyes on you. I would think there's a lot of good that comes with it, like you just said, but also some pressure, isn't there?
I mean, yeah, of course, people obviously want me. There's so many people that want me to lose, and there's so many people that want me to win. But I always get so much hate because people are like, "Oh, like you'll never live up to your dad," or "Your dad's accomplished more." Like you can't do what your dad did, or just like so much, so many comments. And honestly, it fuels me. Like this past weekend, I had so many people that like wanted me to lose, and it's like it's crazy that like that people like wish that upon other
Yeah.
people, but also like it fuels me. Like I love that quote that Tom Brady said, like don't give me like don't call me the goat or anything. Like call me I'm old or I'm slow or anything because it fuels me to get better. And like every time he's ever since he said that, just it makes me think about people that do that to me, and like it just fuels me.
Yeah, it's people are weird. That's strange that people
Yeah.
would say that. Why they would root for somebody else to lose, but that's very cool that that actually inspires you. Ultimately, what's the goal? I know a lot of people have obviously talked about. Do you end up in MMA one day? Is it something else that you end up doing? Do you ever allow yourself to think about what your future is going to look like? Obviously, you are so talented, and I'm sure there are so many doors that will be open for you. What do you want to do, though?
Um, Obviously, like the end game is to fight and be in the UFC. Like I'll retire like completely with everything being in the UFC and fighting. So that I do think about my future a lot. But right now, I'm actually like in a predicament because the summer I was supposed to fight twice, one in June and then one in August. But now my summer plans have changed a little bit because I made the team, so the world team. So now I'm going to Worlds and I'm going to Spain and doing all these camps. It's like I actually have to talk to dad today and talk to him about what my summer looks like because being a multi-sport athlete is pretty hard.
Yeah, right. And at the absolute highest of levels in both. Is Olympics, is that something that would be a dream come true for you? How do you think about the Olympics?
I mean, of course, I think every girl's dream in wrestling is to go to the Olympics, go to Worlds. It's pretty like top two dreams, and that's always been a dream of mine. Like being an Olympian, like that's one of a kind. Like less than 1% athletes that are Olympians, and that of course that is something I think about all the time. And winning this weekend, like it's like it gives me like a step closer to that, and it's just crazy that it just happened, and like I'm still like in shock, honestly.
I mean, it is kind of crazy, right? At 19 years old, a freshman, that you're competing against girls, against women who are older than you. It's pretty remarkable, right? You're not supposed to have this success this early on.
Yeah, there's very few people that I know that like accomplish things like this. Like my teammates, like my teammates motivate me every single day. The things that they've accomplished, so many of my teammates have accomplished more than I have, and it just fuels me to just accomplish like what they've accomplished.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's really motivating.
How about being the first person to get that NIL deal from the UFC? That had to be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. It makes me smile thinking that like I'm a part of like something of the first, like
Yeah.
first Iowa team, now the first NIL signing for a UFC. Is it honestly just makes this humbles me and it makes me so grateful that I get to be a part of things like this.
Is there somebody, a woman specifically, that you looked up to or you still look up to as being your favorite fighter? Either somebody who maybe did it when you were a little bit younger, somebody now that you look up to. Who was that woman out there that you really say, hey, I want to kind of model my career after them?
Well, of course, like I have people that I model off like my mindset or like their career, and my what I model off of mindset has to be my mom. My mom has the
Hmm.
strongest mindset. She is the most determined, driven person I know. Like
Wow.
her mentality is like what I want my mentality to be like, and um she's the woman I look up to. But for career wise, I mean, obviously, of course, Ronda was the girl that put MMA on the scene, and like she really grew the sport for MMA and fighting. And so I grew into it because of her. But then like seeing like Holly and how like humble she is and how she carries herself, like she has to be one of my favorite. But then I have someone like Amanda Nunez who's accomplished so many world titles and how she's like constantly being wanting to get beat because she's the best. Like I have so many people that I look up to, but yeah, those top three have to be them.
Have you ever had an opportunity to like get any time, FaceTime, talk to any of those women, and get some advice from them possibly?
Well, of course, yeah, I FaceTime my mom, but
Oh, except your
uh
mom,
yeah,
except your
yeah.
mom, right? I
But
hope so.
yeah. But Holly and Amanda, I've met them a couple times.
Wow.
I got to train with Holly when I was super super young when I went to New Mexico with my dad when he was training down there at Greg's.
Yeah.
But I think I was like 12, I think. And I actually just recently just talked to Amanda and her wife and her family.
Wow.
I think it was last year at the PFL tournament. So I get to talk to them if I get to see them at a MMA event. But yeah.